Good afternoon. A very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. It's a beautiful but rainy Sunday afternoon. A very important topic that we need to talk about today, and that will be pancreatic cancer. Oftentimes we hear that people die within a couple months, and we want to know what's really going on. How come they die so quick? I'll try to answer that question tonight. Good afternoon again, and welcome to the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. You know, for a long time I didn't bring up a topic, so wonder how I'll do now because of all the cough and I was not feeling well, and you know the weather was terrible over here, by the way. But for a long time I wanted to talk about pancreatic cancer since last month, the month before that, but unfortunately I didn't get to talk about it because there is always something coming up and I couldn't do it. So tonight let's talk a little bit about pancreatic cancer. And we often wonder why so many people dying of pancreatic cancer. And we wanted to know exactly why do people really die so fast when they heard that they are dying of pancreatic cancer. And we wonder I wonder sometimes if it's the stress that's killing them, or because it's far gone. That's why they are really um, dying out. But let's talk a little bit the pancreas. What the pancreas does. The pancreas is an elongated, tapered organ, and when I say tapered organ, you can see from the head, it it it's a chunkier, and it go down finer to one part of the body, and it's not that very long. It's located across the back of the belly, just behind the stomach, right? And we want to know sometimes what some people may want to know what's the function of these things, and sometimes, to be honest with you, we don't really pay attention to the pancreas and the stomach, and or probably we think about the stomach and we don't um, think about, because guess what we like to eat, we think about the stomach, we don't think about the gallbladder. But guess what, these things have good functions in the body, and sometimes we really do need to think about it. And the pancreas is made up of two types of glands: the exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. The exocrine gland secretes digestive enzymes. That's very important in terms of the digestion of the food that we eat, right? These enzymes are secreted into a network of ducts that joins the main pancreatic ducts. This runs from the length of the pancreas, and it's not too big. It's a small little organ, but could be have a vital part to play in our body and in our digestive system, right? Also, I want to tell you the endocrine gland secretes hormones into the bloodstream. Again, the endocrine system, it produces and secretes hormones into the bloodstreams, right? And also the pancreas has digestive and hormonal function, as we said before. It also helps to break down the carbohydrates, the fats, the protein, and acid into the duodenum, right? The main hormone secreted by the endocrine gland is in the pancreas is insulin and glucagon, which regulates the level of glucose in the blood, and the somatostatin, which prevents the release of insulin and glycagon. And if you produce too much insulin, guess what? We become diabetic. And so we will learn later on in the program why it is important to have a good working pancreas, right? Also, I want to tell you that with pancreatic cancer, we have 50,550 people annually died of pancreatic cancer. And we have like 26,620 men and 23,930 women. So we see that more men has been diagnosed and died because of pancreatic cancer, right? I am working today. I'm doing something different than before. I used to have a lot of papers with me, but now I have just I'm working with my computers, and which is going to be a little more easier for me. But it's a lot of things I'll have to do with my hands, right? So again, we see that more men. I want to tell you some things I'll stress with you guys, that more men died of pancreatic cancer than women. Also, pancreatic cancer occurs when an abnormal cell begin to grow within the pancreas and form tumors. So we learned that there is an abnormal growth. We have cells in our pancreas all over our body. And when one grow out of proportion and become more than normal, it could be a cancer forming there. But it's not clear as to why we develop pancreatic cancer. And I said, this is an important cancer. We need to talk about why are people dying about it. But it's unclear. Typically, healthy cells grows and die in moderate numbers. In this case of cancer, there are an increase of production of abnormal cells. And you remember in Guyana, long time you hear them say, you know what, it's when the white blood cell outgrow the red blood cells, and that's what caused the problem. In the case of cancer, there's an increase in the production of abnormal these cells eventually take over healthy cells, and we're talking about the white blood cells, take over the red blood cells, while the underlying cause of pancreatic cancer is unknown. Certain factors may increase the risk of development of the cancer. And surprisingly, that people really don't think of some of the things that they could do to ease themselves that burden from getting pancreatic cancer. We talk about people, we go and we smoke all the time, but we don't know. Um, all these things could play a role in cancers in the body, especially we're talking about pancreatic cancer. Smoking cigarettes may account for 20 to 35% of pancreatic cancer cases. Um, Also, an important thing, alcohol, the consumption of alcohol. Having three or more alcohol drinks a day may increase your risk of contributing towards pancreatic cancer. And I know that most people, probably 99% of people, don't really drink 3 shots a day. People may drink 1 shot. But if you consistently drinking a lot of alcohol, guess what? You may have a chance of developing pancreatic cancer. Chronic hereditary pancreatitis. This refers to the inflammation of the pancreas. Chronic pancreatitis often results from heavy drinking over a long period of time, right? When we talk about drinking. Pancreatic cancer can also be hereditary. So if you have a family, and I want to make this very clear, that if you have a family with pancreatic cancer, possibility that you can get it, but guess what? Chances are you may not get it. So I don't want people to run away with the idea because mommy or daddy had pancreatic cancer or my sister has it or had it, that means I'm going to get it. No. What you need to do is to check yourself. Get yourself that annual physical that we talk about, and we will talk more about it later on. Also, we talk about overweight. It's always good. It's not good to be overweight, carrying that weight all over around you, particularly in early childhood, may increase your risk. So, like I always tell people, encourage people to exercise at least 5 times a week, half an hour a day. Try to put that in there. It's tough sometimes when you're here, when it's cold, to put on that clothes and extra layer of clothes and go exercise. But if you're living at in Guyana, a place where you have a lot of sunlight and so on, I encourage you to go and have your walk, half an hour a day for 5 days. And that's good enough. You don't have to go run. You just go ahead and walk. Diet. Eating a diet high in red meat and processed meat, fried foods, sugar, or cholesterol may increase your risk, but experts are still figuring it out. And we talk about, I always talk about eating healthy. It's always good to eat a lot of vegetable. But when you think about the red meat, it's no good. Red meat is no good. This pork is no good. Processed food, the canned stuff, it's no good. So always try to eat healthy. Salmon is a good choice of eating. A lot of kale. And I think about when we were in Guyana, when we eat meat once, or like when only it's a holiday, you say that's a good thing. But guess what? When you eat a lot of vegetable, it was a good thing in Guyana. In Guyana, a lot of people, rich people probably would back then would eat meat every day or whatever it is, 3, 4 times a week. But when you're poor, you may not get to eat all of that. You may eat your plantain, your cassava, your squash, whatever it is. So try to cut down on your red meat and your processed food. A lot of people love to eat. And you know what, to be honest with you, it is tempting for me too. If I have to eat, I like to eat fried foods too. But guess what? I am staying away from, I can't tell you when the last I eat Chinese food. So things like Chinese food, fried food, fried fish is good, but don't overdo it. So try your very best to not consume too much of fried food, all right? And processed meat. All these things you see in the can that we eat in, the meat and so on, try cut it down. It's a good thing to do, okay? Always eat a balanced diet. Eat a balanced diet, which means that you can eat a piece of fish, whatever it is. Turkey is a good choice of food to eat, but too much pork and beef every day is no good. Also, we want to tell you, we learned just now, men are slightly more likely to develop pancreatic cancer. And we see just now, not too long ago, 26,000 out of the 500,000, 555, 500, 500, 5,000, I'm sorry, 50,550 people died of this cancer. We got 26%, over 26,000 men died of it compared to 23,000 women. So here again, as we said, men are more likely to die of pancreatic cancer. We talk about workplace exposure. Working with certain chemicals is no good, especially when you're working with metal workplace. Things like with pesticides and so on may be a factor up to 12% of pancreatic cancer. So be very careful. Always, I encourage people to wear your mask when you're working with all these metal working, and especially with pesticides. Age, and we talk about age. People between the age of 65 to 74 are more likely to diagnose with pancreatic cancer. And we know that with these cancer, the longer you live, it's more likely that you will die of different things. You're susceptible for different form of cancer. So, like I said, the older you get, is more likely you will die of different things. None of us actually is going to depart this world without having some kind of diagnosis, right? Diabetes, you may have a higher risk of developing pancreatic cancer if you have type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And type 1 diabetes, you can get it from a child, and that one does not have any, you can't really get rid of that diagnosis, whereby type 2 diabetes, you can reverse that, especially, and saying this so that you guys could learn, with type 2 diabetes, you can change that, you can reverse that, especially if you're doing your annual checkup and your doctor have mentioned to you that, you know what, you are pre-diabetic. That means you're not diabetic yet, but what's important is that you can reverse that pre-diabetic by one, you can start exercising. Like I said, you got to put some work inside of it. And it's tough. It's not easier. It's easier said than done. You have to put in your work to reverse it. Also, you have to watch what you're eating, especially when you have type 2 diabetic. You try not to eat too much sweet, not too much flour, the white flour, the white rice. You want to change things like the whole wheat and all these things. So that's with diabetics, right? You don't want to get diabetes. So what you do, you try to eat healthy, and so that you will not be diagnosed with diabetes anytime soon. Also, with race in the United States, rates of pancreatic cancer are highest when it comes to Black people, right? People of color. A research from 2018 suggests this is due to the mix of lifestyle, socioeconomics, and genetic factors. But experts note a need of more investigation into the underlying cause of racial disparities in rates of pancreatic cancer. Also, I just spoke about family. Up to 10% of people with pancreatic cancer have a history of pancreatic cancer. So, like I said again, though, we are talking about pancreatic cancer today, and some of the important things we're going to talk about not too long coming up. So, we need to know, and then we want to find out, why do people really die as soon as, like within a couple months, they diagnosed with pancreatic cancer? How come they die within a couple months? And that answer is coming up shortly. I'm going to play another song for you guys, and while I catch my breath, while I regroup, and I'll come back, okay? Shamala. right. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. It's a rainy day. I see a lot of my friends that's watching. And just now, let me tell you today, I'm going to give you guys shout out in just a minute. But today we are talking about pancreatic cancer. And when you look at your screen now, you see that yellow part there that looks like an English duck beak. That's what the pancreas look like. And we will talk a little bit more about why it's deadly. And I'm going to show you another picture now on my screen. You see, I want to tell you, when you look at that picture now, you will see the pancreas, you will see the duodenum, you will see the gallbladder, you will see the liver, and we will talk a little bit later on down the program as to why it is important to know about these things and let you know why it's so tough. And when you get the diagnosis, sometimes what these things play in terms of the why people die. And so we have Anita Ishdalatram is watching. My cousin prostate cancer can be cured if you get enough treatment. I know cause I got cured. Hey, that's my Kemnat. How are you, brother? My good friend, Miss Roshani Tamisar, a very good evening to you, darling. Thank you very much for watching. So we're Subrim, nothing comes on a silver platter. Eat healthy and exercise. And I can tell you he is doing the same thing. Tara Singh, a very good evening to you, my dear. Hope all is well with you. um, Old age is bad news, Hiram Rampersaud. Who you telling, brother? I know the deal. Oh no, I loved Kianchan and Black Eye. You know what? The good thing is that, Nalini, we could buy this chana and we could soak it and fry it, just like the black eyed peas too. Our parents eat badly, and many of us are still eating badly. Diabetes and cholesterol are killing us as West Indian. And let me talk a little bit about this. And it's very important that Suresh is making some great comments, which I can get to talk about. Is that, of course, we are customers Indians, and I see how our older people and our it's tradition that we eat rice, roti. Um, so you know what? It's hard for us to change that, but you know what? Um, our next generation, they are changing because I see my boys sometimes they don't want to eat all this curry and roti and rice. And let's move away. You know what you could do though to prevent these chronic disease from happening is that you can use a lot of vegetable. Use your whole wheat bread. Use your whole wheat flour. Or add you could make your roti, sprinkle a little bit of your white flour, make it and see how best you can eat it. But you know what? It's a tough thing to do. Some people don't. You're accustomed to one taste. So that's why my brother Ajit Navi Baksh is watching from Canada. Thank you very much. The beautiful Miss Annette Dear Persona, very good evening to you. Thank you very much. And everyone locked in. She said, Henry is watching. Howdy from Irving, Texas. Thank you very much for tuning in. Radical Larty, wise to do so. Annual checkups, absolutely. We will talk about annual checkups. Bibi Zafrali, a very good evening to you. You know, today I'm glad that so many of you tune in today to watch this one. Because the truth of the matter is sometimes when I look at Facebook, when I look at shows, a lot of times people just don't, they're not, some people don't, not interested in watching these health stuff. They prefer to watch cars and dramas and so on. So, you wonder sometimes. But nevertheless, I would say thanks to all of you who locked in tonight that's watching. Let me see. Nadia Mulchan is watching from Barbados, and she knows. So Rachel, men need to get tested for prostate cancer. Absolutely. And I'm glad to see that my co-host tuned in to give some support on today's show. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow when we'll be on. And Winston Bacon, thank you for your love, your support. And Winston is always there cheering me on in my inbox, always with good comments. Winston, thank you very much. I like that. Namaste, Raja. Namaste to you, my brother. Let's see who else we have. Hafiza Khan, thank you very much. It's good to have you on. Happy birthday to you, Hafiza. May God bless you. You look beautiful, and may you continue to live well. Let's see who else we have. Angelo Sumawaru. Evelyn, my good friend who is watching. Thank you, my daughter. You know, Evelyn is a good friend of mine. She she is a great writer, an excellent writer, a registered nurse that's working in the ICU um, in right here in the United States, and she is doing a fantastic job. Thank you for your love, your support, and she's always keeping me up to date of a lot of things that goes on, always sending me articles. So thank you very much, Miss Leela Evelyn. Elizabeth Lowe, thank you for tuning in. Shaliza Ali, thank you very much for tuning in. Kamta, thank you. Good afternoon. Big up to all my friends and family from Burbee's Black Bush Polder. Kamta, Danny, a very good evening to Ivy Singh. A very good afternoon to you. Vishnu Mahadeo, a very good afternoon. Thank you very much. Tara Puranlal, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for watching. My good friend Roshani Suraj Bali, a very good evening to you. How them Jamun coming up? I hope you save some. So thank you very much. And today we are talking a little bit about, not a little bit, I'm sharing a lot of information about pancreatic cancer. And as we said before, there are so many things that we are asking ourselves sometimes. Oh God, how come this person just find out last month, and how come they die already with this cancer? And after today's show, you would not need to ask yourself these questions no more. You would know. So when people ask you, you tell them, you listen to the Ken Rampersaud Show, and you learn all these things. So the life expectancy of someone with pancreatic cancer depends on various factors, and I'm going to tell you them, such as the stage of the disease, the treatment they receive, and other factors. According to Dr. Marcella Vieira, a health expert, the 5-year survival rate is only 42%, right? So again, if a 5-year survival rate is only 42%, which is below 50%. So there you see, if the pancreatic cancer is localized, if there is, or if they're metastasized, it's 3%. And let's talk a little bit about localized. When you guys done, you all will be bright people. You all will know what to talk. When people talk about things, you guys would know because you listen to the Ken Rampersaud Show. When we talk about localized, what we are talking about, and let's go to this videotape that I have. Let's go to this picture here. Now that there you see, that's just the pancreas, right? And when we go here now to this diagram, we see at the top with the red, that's the liver, the green, that's the gallbladder. When we talk about the pancreas, that the little yellow stuff that you see there, and you see the stuff that you see like a pipe there, that's the duodenum. Let's talk a little bit about when we talk about, I don't know if you guys see when I'm pointing, but when we talk about localized, right, that means that this cancer is only in the pancreas. It has not, and I repeat again, it has not touched the duodenum, the gallbladder, or the liver. And I'll come back with this diagram so that you guys would get to understand. I feel like I'm like a teacher here today, right? So we talk about if this cancer metastasizes, and when we talk about metastasize, let me go back to the picture that we were talking about. When we talk about metastasize, it's just one simple thing. I mean, when we talk professional talk, we talk about metastasize. But when we talk about when metastasize, this thing gone, we're gonna talk now. That means it gone to from the pancreas, it gone to the liver, it gone to the gallbladder, it gone to the lungs, it gone to the brain, it gone to different part of the body. So when we talk about local, we are talking it just in the pancreas. But when we talk about this thing metastasize, listen again. When we talk about it metastasize, that means it gone all over the place. You don't know where it hasn't gone yet. And if there's again, it metastasized, the chance of survival in general is 3%. The 5%, the 5-year survival rate is only 11.1%. So you see, when you hear that you have this thing, you know, or you hear that somebody has this thing, you know their lifespan is not that long. But before I go there, I want to tell you it's when you catch it. And we will talk a little bit about that later on in the program. But I just want to keep you guys abreast of what we are talking about, right? The medial survival for untreated um, advanced pancreatic cancer is about 3.5 months. So guess what? I don't want to go to bypass things, but as time is coming, I just want to explain to you guys. Just here he said the median survival rate for untreated advanced pancreatic cancer is about 3 months old. 3 months. And why I want to say that, and while with good treatment, it increased to about 8 months. Some patients may live longer than a year or even 5 years, but they are very, very rare. It is important to know that pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in America, with low survival rate and high mortality rate. The overall 5 year survival rate, like I said, it's only 11%. But there's a lot of information I can share with you there. But as I go down, I will talk to you more about that. And it's important that you guys know again a lot of information there. If you get pancreatic cancer and it's gone all over the body, know that it's bad news. But if you find it if you get it diagnosed early, it's a good news. You can live for some time. But if it's gone all over the body, guess what? Prepare for the bad news. And I'll talk to you guys later on too. How do we talk about these things? How do we talk to our family about cancer? Pancreatic cancer has the third lowest survival rate of all cancer, behind lung cancer and colon cancer. And we know lung cancer bad, colon cancer. The overall survival rate is, as I said, 11%. However, it varies between 3% for cancer that has spread to distant part of the body. And as you guys, I explained to you when it spread to distant part of the body, what I'm talking about, and 43% of the localized to the pancreas, right? So even to that, even if you catch it when it's at the pancreas, it's still bad news. But guess what? 43% of the time you can live. And that depends on a lot of things. How early you catch it, how good you eat, what you do about it, your treatment, your age. Pancreatic cancer is a type of cancer that begins as a growth of a cell in the pancreas. This is because it often doesn't cause, listen to this carefully, it does not cause any symptoms after it has spread to other organs. Your health team consider the extent of your cancer, of your pancreatic cancer when creating your treatment plan. Treatment options may include surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, or a mix of these. And let's talk a little bit about pancreatic cancer. Now, we learn to again that it is hard to pick up that you have pancreatic cancer because the place where it's at, right? And that's why a lot of people will find out when it's too late, when it's gone to stage 4 or stage 3. And when it's spread, as we said in our Guyanese talk, when it's spread to different parts of our body, when it spread to our lungs, and when you see it touch the liver, that's another bad news there too. And I would love for my friend to probably chip in a little bit. I know she's watching. She's a registered nurse. Evelyn can probably chip in as a nurse, and she is a great writer. If you see her write, you will see, and I hope that she's still watching, that she can share some information with us. Like I said, she's a registered nurse right here in the United States. So again, a lot of times we find out we have pancreatic cancer when it's too late, when it touches different part of our body. Let's talk a little bit about, I want to talk to you about two things too. We talk about symptoms and we talk about signs. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. Sign is what you could see, like there's a swelling, right? And we know symptoms is what the patient, you or the person, is feeling. Nobody else could see that feeling but you. You know the feeling. For example, you're getting pain somewhere. Nobody know that you're getting the pain unless you show some sign, right? So two things you guys learned here. So let's talk about how do you know that you have pancreatic cancer. Well, let's talk about your symptoms. Pancreatic cancer often doesn't show cause symptoms until the disease is advanced. Advanced means it gone to different part of the body. When they happen, signs and symptoms of pancreatitis may include belly pain, and we say abdominal pain that spreads to the sides of the back or the back, loss of appetite, weight loss, the yellowing of the skin and the eyeball. You see the white part of the eyeball. If you see that it's getting yellow, you said, John, this you need to go to the doctor. And I want to say this: if you see you're losing weight, your eye get jaundice, you can get light colored or floating stool, dark color urine, your body's itching, new diagnosis of diabetes or diabetes that is hard to control, pain and swelling in the arms or the legs, which might cause by a blood clot, tiredness or weakness. Guess what? You want to go to the doctor. The other thing is that not because you see I say all these things, that means you have cancer or any form of cancer or pancreatic cancer. Because even if you have things like, let's say, kidney failure, you could get itching, right? You could get jaundice, problem with your pancreas. You could get jaundice. Losing weight, it doesn't mean that you have cancer. You could be diabetic. Stress, you could lose weight. So, what you want to do, you want to go to the doctor and get yourself diagnosed by a doctor. Don't let I diagnose you or anybody else diagnose you. You go to the doctor and they will diagnose you and they will tell you exactly what happens. So let's talk a little bit. Let's, I'm thinking of probably I'll play a song after I talk about this. So now after you see all this thing is going on, what you do, you need to go to the doctor. And this is how they could find out. They could do blood tests, can give you clues about how the immune system is working, your pancreas and the related organs are working. Ultrasound image, right, can show gallstone in the gallbladder or inflammation of the pancreas, right? That's ultrasound where you see they take that thing and they pass it over your abdomen and they pick up if you got gallstone, if you have any kind of inflammation of the pancreas. And when we talk about the CT scan shows the gallstone and the extent of an inflammation. I did all these tests already, and these things are not painful. Also, I want to tell you that you can do MRI, and MRI pick up a lot of stuff that sometimes ultrasound don't pick up, right? To look for irregular tissues or structures in the gallbladder, pancreas, or the bile duct. When we talk about, also we talk about the endoscopic ultrasound, where they take a device, a small tube through your mouth into your throat and put it down, send it down your stomach, right? And that it can show inflammation, gallstone, cancer, any blockage in the pancreatic duct or in the bile, right? In the bile duct. So, and that's, they put you to sleep, not for long. They take that camera down, they send it down your throat, right? And I'm sure that a lot of you probably have done that. The endoscopic ultrasound. Then we do stool tests. A lot of times we say, oh God, we can't do the stool test, but it's important to do this kind of with stool test. So you see if there's any bleeding going on inside of you. and you have to follow the instructions with these kind of things. This could suggest your digestive system isn't absorbing nutrients as it should, like fats and so on. Your doctor may recommend other tests depend on your system, symptoms, or other condition you may have. And when we come back, I had some song that I wanted to really play today. I find one that I want to play. Angela Moti, she's very, she and her husband is very good to me and to the show. They just donated towards buying a copy so I could get to read you guys um, comments from a distance. I didn't fully set it up yet. It's set up a little bit, but we still have some work to do. So this is Angela Moti, who hails all the way from Lenora. Both she and Deo Moti is from Lenora. So this is her song. I want to support all those who support me. And before that, you heard the beautiful Miss Sharmila was singing. Okay, let's go, Miss Angela Moti. You're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. Also, I want to say happy birthday to Miss Ruina Lal, who is very supportive in all the work that I do here on Island Zone Radio. Again, today we're talking about pancreatic cancer.
जब हम न होंगे तब हमारी खाकी दीद रुकोगे चलते चलते आशिकों से भीगी जाने लगे एक सदा से सुनोगे चलते चलते
You're watching the You're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio, and that was the beautiful Miss Angela Moti, who is from Lenora on the west coast of Demerara and who is living now in Florida. Thanks for your love and your support, and she is a beautiful woman. Her husband is a very, very good guy. So, congratulations to both of them, and I could only wish them all the very best in life. And I see my beautiful friend, Miss, gosh, a mercy, how can I forget Miss Sabina Sankar? She said, well, I totally agree with you, supporting those who supporting you. Thank you very much. I want to support our Guyanese people. If we don't, who will? And Sabina, thank you very much, darling, for all your love, your support. And you know, I love you like black cake. Love you so much and continue to be the change that you want to see. I know life is not easy, but you know what? You are doing a fantastic job. And always thank you for supporting our community in whatever there is. Chitra Ramratan, a very good afternoon. Thank you very much. DJ Rajesh Singh, happy birthday. Tell your girl happy birthday too. No, was her anniversary. Tell her I said happy anniversary. And thanks for watching. Thanks for your love, your support. Shanti Samad, good night. And she said good night to everyone. Season greetings and happy birthday. The beautiful Miss Nafisa Noor. Thank you very much. And the Ken Rampersaud Show is here still because of people like Nafisa Noor, Michael Nanini Naidu, and to all of you who's watching this show. I could not cannot say leave you guys out. I love all of you and thanks for your love and your support. Like I said, without all of you, I would not be here all this time. Mahendra, hey, how are you? Thank you very much for your love and support to Mahendra Shah is watching all the way from Tushin side on the west coast of Demerara. When I went to Guyana, he took me around. And thanks for the love and support. Thank you for loving Geeta as much as you guys do. She needed. Sharmila Sohan, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for watching. The Stella Bacchus, a very good afternoon to you. Sherry Williams, a very good afternoon to you. Bibi Zabida Harry Prasad, a very good evening to you. And don't forget, if you want to see Santa Claus in action this Wednesday, come out at Ross Code Lounge. I will be there fully decked out in my suit. I'll be Santa Claus and I would give you all some shake. Myself and Radico Larty. Y'all gonna get you a picture. I gonna do some dance. We're gonna have a great time. And thank you very much, Miss Cheryl Williams, for always looking out for our community. The beautiful Miss Larry Segovin is watching all the way from Hartford City, Connecticut. Thank you very much, my dear aunt. A beautiful soul, a woman who's always giving. My beautiful sister, Miss Naomi Ramdas, is watching from Long Island. Thank you very much for. Thank you, Nafisa. It's an interesting topic we want to talk about. Wahida Hussein, a very good afternoon to you. Let's see who else we got. I think that's about it. And you know, Henry, thank you very much. One of the things is that I gotta tell you, sometimes I don't get to see all the people who's watching until after the show done. When I go back and I see who was watching, if I miss any one of you name that I didn't really comment, I'm sorry, but I love all of you and thanks for watching. We want to talk a little bit about stages. When we talk about cancer, we need to talk about stages. And that give a good inclination about probably your lifespan because there were studies done and all of this, how long you're going to live. However, I want to tell you in the same breath that only God have the final say how long you're going to live. But this gives you a good inclination. And I said today we are talking about pancreatic cancer. We talk about localized, we talk about regional, we talk about distant, right? We talk about, when we talk about localized, that the cancer is located in one place. We talk about regional, it travels a little distance from the part where we're talking about the pancreas. And when we talk about distance, that's bad news. That's when we talk about it going to different parts of the body, even to the brain, the lymph nodes, in the bloodstream. So when we talk about stage one, there are abnormal cells in the pancreas that could become later on down the line cancerous. And what you need to do is to make sure you follow up on your doctor order. Follow up on your doctor annually, or even if your doctor wants to see every 6 months, make sure you go and follow up. Stage one, the tumor is only there in the pancreas less than 2 cm, right? That's a good place to catch it, right? Stage two, stage one. And when we talk about stage two, it's more than cm nearby the lymph nodes. It's grown. And when we talk about stage three, you may live up to probably 6 to 11 months. But the bad news is the tumor, stage four. When you hear stage four cancer, right? It's a bad news, but guess what? I want to tell you, it all depends where this cancer is. Because I want to tell you, and I'm going to put up this diagram again. I want us to understand, and you are learning, I am learning too. You see this diagram here? Why it's dangerous too? You see around here, you have the liver, a vital organ in the body, the gallbladder, right? If you have this cancer anywhere around there, the liver, that's a bad news for you. That's no good. But again, on the different stage that you get, that you realize that you get is. And let's talk a little bit about the treatment. When your doctor find out that you have cancer, they will sit down with you and they will tell you what stage is your cancer, the treatment option that you have, and what may be best for you. And I want to tell you something. It's always good to get a second opinion of your cancer. I want to tell you a story a little bit, which I will talk a little more about it tomorrow. There was this doctor in Michigan that diagnosed a lot of patients with cancer who did not have any cancer just because he wanted to make money. And this is why it's important. Remember, it's your health. And remember, you want to advocate for yourself the best. So get a second opinion as always, right? Pancreatic cancer treatment. Treating pancreatic cancer involves two main goals: to kill the cancerous cell and to prevent the cancer from spreading. You don't want it to move from the pancreas to the gallbladder and to the liver. Your treatment options it could be surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, target drug therapies. Your doctor may use a combination of these approaches to help shrink the tumor and prevent the from possibly growing or and spreading. Sometimes what your doctor may do too, if you have a big cancer, they will shrink it so that they could operate on it better, right? You see, they give you chemotherapy, whatever it is, radiation. They want to shrink that cancer, so they could get a good chance of how to cut it and where to cut from. And your doctor may use a combination of approach to help shrink the cancer, right? Surgical treatment of pancreatic cancer involve removing a portion of the pancreas, right? They could take out piece of the pancreas, and you only hope that they take out the piece where the cancer alone there. But sometimes it's a tough place to go. The deeper the cancer is, it's the worse for you, right? Also, while they may eliminate the original tumor, it wouldn't remove cancer that spread to other areas. As a result of surgery, usually it's recommended for advanced stage pancreatic cancer, right? That's for surgery. For radiation therapy, right, it's an X-ray, another high energy beam are used to kill cancer cells. Anti-cancer, the chemotherapy now is an anti-cancer drugs are used to kill cancer and help to prevent the future growth of the cancer. And when we talk a little bit about the target therapy, medication and antibodies are used to individually target cells, cancer cells, without harming any other cell, right? So when they do target therapy, is that they just go in for the white blood cells. They don't want to destroy the red blood cells that's there. And when we talk about immunotherapy, various methods are used to trigger your immune system to target the cancer cells, right? In some cases, a doctor might recommend combining multiple treatments option. For example, chemotherapy might be done just before surgery, as I've said before. For advanced stage pancreatic cancer, treatment options might focus more on the pain relief and keeping symptoms manageable as possible. Let me tell you this. I have worked with cancer patients before in my nursing career. Um, and I could tell you one thing. Pancreatic cancer could be very painful, right? And as they said, sometimes the best that they could do for you is to help you that you don't experience the pain. And they can put you to sleep. They will put you to stage four with a lot of pain. They could put you to in a hospice so they could help you manage your pain because the pain would make you bawl, make you cry terribly. Or they can discharge you home and put you in a pain drip with a pump that press every time you're experiencing pain. Some people want the pain every minute, but the machine does not allow you to pump, to press the button, it will release that morphine or whatever pain medication they give you. So sometimes at the end of the road, and this is the sad part to watch your loved one diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in a lot of pain. And this is one of the time that me, I would say they, sometimes I hear people say they're gone at a better place. And a lot of times I don't know if there's a better place. And I'm just speaking as a nurse now, as someone else. I am not bringing in religion in this. Sometimes people dead them say, oh God, them gone a better place. You don't know that. You shouldn't tell people that, right? However, if someone is experiencing pain 24 hours a day, I think that's the best thing you could probably tell yourself is that they have gone to the best place where there is no more pain, where they're not suffering pain. And the pain is so severe, I'll be honest with you. I know most of you experienced pain before, that sometimes you say, you better me dead before me got to go through this pain. So sometimes we have to, in life, we have to sometimes agree with a healthcare professional and say, you know what, let me do what's best for me and let the better God take me. Sometimes people pray for dead. I'm telling you, when these things happen, when you're about to die, sometimes the sooner you die, it's better. But I want to also tell you that it's always good to give people hope. Let people know tomorrow can be better. We'll talk a little bit more about all of that. I'm so glad I'm not coughing so much today. That since I came back from Texas, my cough, I don't know what medication I took, but I'm not coughing like before, thank God. Um, Here are some of the things that we can do if we have cancer, probably any form of cancer, but I want to keep it to pancreatic cancer. Keep your diet low in fat. Fats and cholesterol can contribute to the development of gallstone, which can lead to pancreatitis. A very high triglyceride level in the bloodstream can cause pancreatitis. People don't realize this. I'm glad I'm telling you all of this. Eat lots of whole grain fruits, vegetables, especially things like broccoli, cauliflower, or cabbage. Sometimes when vegetable cook, nobody wants to eat it. We want to eat the meat. We don't want. We came from Guyana. We're not accustomed eating cauliflower, broccoli, right, or cabbage. We want for the fried food, but sometimes it's best to eat the green leafy vegetables. Avoid eating too many fried foods or high fat dairy products. Lose weight and stay fit. Get regular exercise, as I said, 20 to 30 minutes a day, and maintain a healthy weight to prevent things like diabetes and gallstone that may lead to pancreatitis. And pancreatitis can be very painful. I know. I've been a nurse for over 30 years. I had patients with pancreatitis, as well as to improve your overall physical health. Don't allow diet plans to promise you quickly to change your weight loss. So many of us, so many times, want to eat. We want to start eat green leafy vegetable today, and by the end of the week, we want to lose 10, 15 pounds. Talking about that comes to my mind. When, I'm trying to see how I could share knowledge with you guys. When you're losing weight, you don't want to lose 20 pounds in 1 week. It's no good for the system. You want to lose 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, and lose your weight gradually. Don't go for the quick fix. Your liver may accumulate too much fat when you follow these extreme diet plans, which increase your risk of developing gallstone. Don't drink alcohol, or I should say, drink alcohol in moderation. Alcohol is known to increase the risk of pancreatitis and, and pancreatic cancer. Don't smoke cigarette or use other tobacco products. I am so glad one of the first time my mother, I never forget the story. Let's talk about this tobacco thing and then I'll tell you the story. Any type of tobacco products can increase your risk of cancer throughout your body, including your pancreas. Between 20 and 30% of pancreatic cancer cases are linked to tobacco use. And I got to tell you, my mother, at that time, I did not know that she was doing the best thing for me. My mother was in the room sleeping, and I was in the veranda sitting down, took a cigarette and was smoking. And I didn't realize my mother was smelling the smoke. And my mother smelled the smoke and decided to come out on me. And she said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Nothing." She said, "In the smoke?" I said, "No." Some slap catch me. I could tell you a day like today, I don't smoke, I don't vape. I may take a shot probably once or twice in a year. I don't overdo the do. I want to start drinking some red wine for the health benefit of it. But smoking cigarette is not one of the things that help me. Or drinking alcohol. I am high off of life. I always think about the good things in life. The oxygen alone that I breathe in, that's my alcohol. That's my cigarette. And these are the things that I preach all the time. I can afford to buy a drink now and again. I got drink rum probably that's 10 years old, um, probably 15 years old. I really don't drink. And I'm not telling people who drink that they're bad. I'm not saying that. People do whatever they want to do. Also, we talk about a little bit about get a regular physical. Um, I want to encourage our viewers. It's important to get your physical annually, especially if you have a lot of cancer running in your family, any genetic problem running in your family, you want to check. Pancreatic cancer is hard to detect in its early stage. If you found out that you're at a high risk, get your pancreas regularly screened for cancer at annual physical to catch it early before the cancer cells increase and spread. Um, Also, I asked myself the other day, can I live without a pancreas? And the truth is, yes, you can live without a pancreas. Many modern pancreatic surgery don't involve removal of the whole entire pancreas. Even without a pancreas, you can make modification to your lifestyle to compensate for the lack of hormone and enzymes production and secretion. Without a pancreas, you will develop diabetes. diabetic mellitus, because of the lack of insulin in your body. As a result, you will need to take one or more of the following steps: take enzymes replacement pills, get subcutaneous injection of insulin, following a diabetic diet, and also you would want to exercise regularly. And I want to talk a little bit. We may have another 15 minutes more to go. Another thing that I do when I'm doing a show, I want to talk about how can we help each other, how can we cope. And we know that when someone says to us that you've been diagnosed, your doctor tell you that, listen, you have cancer. It's like they throw a big stone on you. I could tell you. It's like, what do you do after you hear that you have cancer? But I want to tell you, with love, support, you can do anything, and it makes the journey a little bit easier for you. Um, People have all kinds of different emotional reaction to having a pancreatic cancer diagnosis. And I can tell you about fear, anger, denial, confusion, depression, anxiety, grief, and even guilty to feeling guilt are very common. You may experience some of these or all. You may feel very depressed. You may say things like, why me? Right? You may feel grief. Some of us, we like to feel that it's a death sentence, that we're going to die tomorrow. We may feel fear. We don't know what behold of us. And that's where God, your belief, your religion, your friends, your family comes in to give you that boost to whatever life that's left for you. You may experience some of all these and a host of other feelings. While they're normal, they can also be overwhelming. I may cry, you don't know. The poor prognosis of pancreatitis, of pancreatic cancer, is certain to heighten the stress of the diagnosis. And don't hesitate to seek help dealing with it. It can help to talk about, it will help to talk to your healthcare provider or your healthcare team, your family, your friends, your family, how to deal with the disease personally or through loved ones, your religious leaders. You can also join a group who can help you and see how they get help in dealing with this or where they could get the best treatment. But whatever you do, don't give up hope. And when time like this comes and knock at your door, then you realize how important life is, really, for some people. And to never lose hope. And we, on the other hand, we have a big role to play if someone is diagnosed with any form of cancer. The bottom line is if you're experiencing symptoms you may think you might indicate pancreatic cancer, talk with a healthcare professional as soon as possible, especially if you are having an increased risk of pancreatic cancer. While many conditions can have similar symptoms, like I said, pancreatic cancer responds best to treatment when caught early on, early stage. And as I'm talking to you, there's so many things that's going through my mind with so many people, so many friends that I've lost, family in my nursing career. I see people struggle. And here are some of the things that while I was sitting down planning today, I spent all morning reading, and I'm thinking to my mind, what are some of the things that people would want to hear, or how can we talk to someone who have cancer, pancreatic cancer? And I sit down, I jot some of the things that I would want to talk about. And I look at some of the natural things that people do when they hear that someone has cancer. And how do we deal with it? And I have a lot of flashbacks of things going through my mind too. One of the things that we could do is we could be empathetic, be in that person's position, and see how they deal, how they're feeling, and how can we help them. Put our place in their position. And you want to say things like, tell them, I love you. I'm here to help you. You are in my thoughts and my prayers, or you will be my thoughts and my prayers. I'm sorry that you are going through this, especially when someone is good and they do a lot of good. Sometimes I see those are the ones that suffering. Like for example, what gave me the push to do pancreatic cancer? I There's a judge that I love so much in Rhode Island, and some of you guys may know him. Um, I not too long ago found out that he has pancreatic cancer, and he is such a great human being. I tear sometimes listening to him on his show, and you a lot of you guys may know him. He is a great guy, always giving people break when he's dealing with people who got tickets, red light tickets, and all these things. And I thought to myself, he needs to live a million a year because of the good that he's doing. That's evident. You want to let people know that you are there to help in any way. You want to be a great listener, especially at that time. Too often, we go to someone place who are sick, and instead of we listen to what they're saying, we keep we we keep talking, and we think that's what's going to help them. Yes, you want to give people hope when they've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer or any form of cancer, but you also want to be a good listener. Let that person speak. A lot of times, speaking about your inner feelings give people hope. People want you to know that you're there for them and that you will help them. You want to let them know that you love them and that you'll be with them to the end and that you will support them to the end. You want to keep in touch with that person. You want to stay in touch. You also want to respect that person's privacy. Don't go there and take over the people diagnosis and go pretend to be a doctor and tell them, oh God, we know somebody got pancreatic cancer and then they only 3 months or they live 2 weeks. I think that I've learned, I hope I'm not boring you guys. Um, One of the things I try to do when I go to people place when they're sick and they have cancer, I sit down and I reserve some of my comments. And sometimes these are not the times I give my advice unless I've been asked of my advice. I've grown over the years. Sometimes I would do the same thing. Oh God, I'm so sorry to hear Tom Jones probably had cancer. She died within a month. You don't want to do that. Go ahead and be an active listener. Um, you don't want to tell people everything happened for a reason. You don't know. You're not God. You don't want to tell people, oh, I know how you feel. No, you don't know. You may not know how them feel. You may not know the pain, the struggle, the agony that someone is going through. Because the truth of the matter is that everybody is different. Some people may get a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. Within a month, they may dead because of the stress. Some people may live on because they look at it in a different way. They may look at it, but listen, it's my time to go. Whenever it is, I'm going to go. I will continue to live the best life I have and just to give hope. So don't tell people, I know how you feel or I know where you're going. No, you don't know. We don't know. You don't know if someone is going to, if you believe in heaven, they're going to heaven or they're going to hell. You don't know. What you know, though, is that they're either going to be buried or burned. And those are some of the things that you keep reserved for your own self. What does not kill you make you stronger. Don't say that. God, am I dead? Sooner. Don't say you'll be okay, right? That you will go or that you're going to a better place. Truth of the matter is that when someone is diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, we don't know if they were going to be okay or not. What I want you to do is to give somebody hope. And so that's the end of it, but I will go through, I will try to summarize the things that we spoke about, some of the things that I think that you guys need to know about pancreatic cancer. We know it's important to do annual physical. We know, especially if you have family members or had family members who had a history of pancreatic cancer or any form of cancer. And again, cautiously, I don't want you to feel that because your mother or father had pancreatic cancer or any other cancer, that means you're going to get it. Chances are you may not get it. So we know the earlier you catch it, it's better for you. We know there are treatment options available, and probably a good mindset also is good. Don't think that you get it, you're not going to fight. Give it your best shot, right? Know that, follow what your doctors say, right? What treatment options you have. Don't hesitate. Ask your questions. Don't be afraid. It's your life. And if you're scared, seek help. Get somebody to talk to you. If you're depressed and you're suicidal, speak to a psychiatrist, your doctor, your religious leader, and that they could help you. Sometimes you never know. God answer your prayer and you could live on for a long time. And so I hope that after today's show that you have gained a good layman. When I say layman, that I try to break it down so that you guys could understand all these things. And so why I want you, because I hear people say, oh my God, Tom Jones get cancer and so early they're dead. They die early because with pancreatic cancer, it's hard to detect. And when you detect it, it went to stage 4. And so you want to catch it early. And that's why people die quick. Number one, if the person is strong, they may live a little more longer. But know that with pancreatic cancer, things like gallbladder and so on, it's no good. So whatever it is, at the end of the show today, I want to encourage you. As I'm talking to you, I'm looking for a song, but I can't find it, so I'll play my own song that I like, that put me in a good mood, and I hope I don't want to play too much nice song. I mean, upbeat song. If you have any question, let me know. I could try to answer it. Ramola Prasad, a very good afternoon to you. Great topic tonight, knowledgeable of any kind of cancer. You should be screened early. Big, great information, fantastic advice. Thank you. Good advice. We don't know unless we walk in the shoes. Sabina Sankar, thank you very much. Yes, I know. I love that judge very much. Yes. Tina Sunny, a very good evening to you, my cousin. God bless you. Sherry Williams, thank you. Good afternoon, Ken. Miss Bibi, she also is grieving. She loved her husband. He passed away last year or this year. She loved her husband so much. The beautiful Miss Debbie Sanyasi, a very good evening to you. I meant to call you Debbie. And season greetings to all watching the Ken Rampersaud Show. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ken, for educating everyone's about cancer. Awesome session. Thank you. Jailal watching from Ghana. Thank you. Hey, David Singh. Thanks for watching. Henry, thank you for watching David sing again. He and his wife very talented, and I want to tell you guys that always look out for each other and just be kinder to each other, especially if someone has cancer. You want to be good to each other and everyone else, okay? And people are living longer these days with cancer. Again, couple things again. I want to say, get your early detection is the key. You want to do your annual physical with love and support. Life can be more meaningful. Um, some people like songs too. Davis and his wife when they sing. When I had COVID, I used to listen to people like them. So always, my final advice to you: when someone is dying of any form of cancer, always give them the hope. Never tell them that, listen, I know where you're going. And when someone is sick, you take over the conversation. You're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show, and I hope I could come back um, every Sunday, same time, same place, and come back with some of my important topic with you guys. Share it because you know what? There's a lot of information here that you guys would learn. It's simple things that I highlight. And when I read about all these things, I go over them with a fine teeth comb to see what will be helpful to all of you. And remember, in life alone, it's not about listen to all the negative thing in Facebook. I love all of you because you're taking the time to listen to something that's important. Have a great day, everyone. Tune in tomorrow evening for From Our Hearts with Really Ken on Island Zone Radio. Let's go with another song. It's one of my favorite songs, by the way. I love this song. It puts me in such a nice mood. I listen to this sometime while I'm sleeping. John from Queens, a very good evening to you. Yes, and you can watch the show tomorrow on John from Queens. I wonder if I can get to interview this young lady, John from Queens. Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. Here's Sunday afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this song is for all my beautiful viewers. May God bless all of you. Well, you're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. I want to play this song for, I don't think he's asking for too much, but this song is for the man John from Queens, and the song is She Is Royal. Let me see how quick I could pick it up. She is, you know, John from Queen is a good guy. He always supports me on the Ken Rampersaud Show. And so, you know, he asked for this song and I have to play it. Royal. She's Royal. Yes, I got it. And this song is for John from Queens. Let's go.
Natural beauty, yeah. No, I never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try, yeah. Oh yes, let me get my words right and then approach you. When I treat you like a man is supposed to, you'll never have to cry. No, I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. And she's royal, yeah, so royal, yeah. I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, the way she moves to her own beat. She has the qualities of a queen. She's a queen. Ooh, ooh, what a natural beauty. No need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen.
That's right.
She's a queen. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal.
So, a very good afternoon to you.
And I need her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind until the night that I seen your eyes. Oh, my queen, so sweet. I can see it in her eyes, the way she smiles. Hey, yes, I know the king and queen crown, see I'm tied. So I never leave you side. Just stick with me through the trial times. Oh, if she says she don't mind, alright, I know good man is hard to find. Cause she telling about that giant line. That's why she has no ties at this time. Yeah, I know many men are trying, but she needs to be more than wine and dine because she's royal, yeah, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so divine. The way she moves to her own beat. She has the qualities of a queen, so supreme. Ooh, ooh, natural beauty, no need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen, so supreme, yeah. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, no, the way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen.
That's right. That's right. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. And the song says "She is Royal," and that song is dedicated to the man himself, Mr. John from Queens, who've always supported the Ken Rampersaud Show and from our hearts with Radika on Island Zone Radio. Again, you're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show. Airs every Monday afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or 6:30, whatever time I finish. Today, I was talking about pancreatic cancer. And it's good if you guys could share this show to that people can watch it back and they could watch it and see, get a good inclination of what pancreatic cancer is really all about. And so, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great week, everyone, and tune in tomorrow night from our hearts with Ronika and Ken right here on Island Zone Radio. Um, not too bad, right? You guys learned something. Let me know if you want to hear more of this kind of show. I want to talk a little bit, probably sooner, about stomach cancer, which is also bad. I have everything ready to talk about it. So let me know, guys. I was going to talk about both of them together, but I didn't plan us to do it today. So have a great week, everyone. Until next week, this is your host of the Ken Rampersaud Show, Ken Rampersaud.